Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to dive into the amazing story behind the Festival of Holi. It's this incredible ancient tale all about how good ultimately triumphs over evil. And really, this whole story boils down to one big question, right? Can faith, real, unwavering faith, actually defeat unstoppable arrogance? It's a heavy one. Let's dig in and see. Okay, so our story kicks off with a family. But, this isn't your average family drama. Right at the very heart of it is this huge fundamental conflict between a father and his own son. So, on one side, you've got the king, Hiranyakashipu. This guy was so arrogant, so full of himself, that he literally demanded everyone worship him as a god. And then you have his son Prahalad, a young boy who was completely and totally devoted to Lord Vishnu. You can probably see where this is going. Their beliefs were on a total collision course. And the king? He was absolutely furious. Can you imagine his own son refusing to worship him? He saw it as a massive challenge to his power. And just consumed by this rage, he actually tried many times to end Prahlad's life. But here's where things get really interesting. Every single time the king tried something, anything, to hurt Prahlad, something amazing happened. It was like Prahlad's faith was this invisible shield. A higher power always stepped in, saving the boy from every single threat. So, the king is getting desperate, right? All his attempts have failed, so he turns to his sister, Holika, and they hatch this truly evil plan. Now, Holika wasn't just anybody. She had this special gift, a unique power that the king thought was the final answer to his Prahlad problem. This gift was what's called a boon, basically a special blessing. And Holika's boon was incredible. She could not be harmed by fire. Think about that. She could literally walk through fire without a scratch. The king saw this and thought, aha, this is the perfect weapon. Okay, so here's the plan, and it's just awful. Step 1, Holika would sit right in the middle of a massive bonfire. Step 2, she'd trick young Prahalad into sitting on her lap. The goal? Well, she would be totally fine because of her boon, while Prahlad would, he'd be consumed by the flames. Horrible, right? So the plan is a go. The fire is raging. Everything is leading up to this one single, incredibly dramatic moment. This is what we now call the miracle of the fire. But a miracle happened. Just as Holika sat there in that inferno, with Prahalad on her lap, the absolute unthinkable happened. The whole plan just completely backfired, and in the most spectacular way you can imagine. Turns out her special gift had a catch. It only worked if it wasn't used for evil. And since she was using it for the most evil reason possible, it failed her. Holika, the one who was supposed to be immune to fire, was turned to ash. But Prahlad, he walked out without a single burn. His devotion saved him. And that's why, to this very day, we celebrate this moment as the Festival of Holi. That's the whole reason for the bonfires on the night before. It represents Holika's burning and good winning out over evil. But wait, the story isn't over yet. Holika might be gone, but the evil king? He's still around, and now he is more furious than ever. The final showdown is coming. So, the king is just seeing red. His sister is gone. His son is still perfectly fine. He's lost it. He points to this pillar in the room and screams at Prahalad, something like, "If your God is so great, if he's everywhere, is he in this pillar?" And then bam! He smashes the pillar with his fist, and you won't believe what happens next. From that shattered pillar, a fearsome, absolutely awe-inspiring being appears. It's like a direct answer to the king's challenge. This being has a name, Narsimha. It's a divine form of Lord Vishnu himself, appearing as half man and half lion, a form literally created for this very moment to take down the king. Now, the king had his own protections, but Narsimha was clever. He defeated the king right at twilight, which is not quite day and not quite night, a perfect way to get around the king's own magical protections. And with that, the king's tyranny was finally over. And that brings us to the real takeaway of this whole story: good's ultimate victory over evil. So yeah, this is the story of how devotion and just plain goodness won out against arrogance and evil. It's a powerful reminder, isn't it, that true faith is stronger than any power on earth. So that kind of leaves us with a question to chew on, doesn't it? This epic battle between good and evil, faith and arrogance. It's not just some ancient story. So where do you see this lesson playing out in our own lives today?